really changed my life. So yeah, how did I start my barbering journey? I feel like right now I'm at a spot of my life where, of course, I'm not a master at what I'm doing, but I really have a good understanding, I'd say. And like I said, there's many more things that I want to learn, but one of my biggest improvements, I'd say, have been connections and just understanding how the game is rolling. I come from a small city in Montana. I graduated with like around 150 people, so small school. I basically saved up around $300 when I was working in a gas station with my best friend, and at the moment, of course, you know, we were young and we just wanted to spend money on Jordans and stuff like that. But I'd say one of the biggest takeaways I got is, you know, my mom being on my butt and being like, hey, you gotta start saving money because school is gonna end, and then what are you gonna do, basically. I did that, followed her steps, and it worked. I didn't think it would, but it did work. Let me get a bite out of this. So back to my story. Making good money. I was about to finish working because of that same reason. School was about to start, and started playing soccer. And a couple of my friends, I heard they needed haircuts, and I was like, you know what? There's not many people that do haircuts out here. With that money I got saved up, I'm just gonna invest it on some clippers. And one of my friends, shout out that boy Drew Dunning, he was actually in barber school. I hit him up for some questions, and super fire. Like, he gave me all the sauce I needed to know. Basically told me not to cheap out and go for it if I'm gonna go for it. Worst thing that can happen is that I just invest, you know, I can just sell the clippers again. Listen to my friend and ordered my first pair of clippers. I actually remember that day because when they arrived, because my mom called me. She says, hey, there's a package at the door, like, did you order something? She was so mad I ordered the clippers because, like I said, I was trying to save as much money as I could. Didn't do that. Playing soccer, she called me. She got all mad at me, but I knew it was gonna be a good investment. As soon as I got back, I started cutting some boys in the team, and I started just doing their cuts. First, it was super hard. I mean, blonde people, you know, I knew how to do my dad haircut, you know, not a blonde guy, you know, at the moment. I'm not trying to be racist, but it wouldn't fade, bro. Like, it just wouldn't fade. So, super funny when I first started, and of course all my friends were laughing too, but I was genuinely like sad that I couldn't blend it. And that was one of the first memories I got with barbering. Super funny, and honestly, I mean, we all remember all those times, and it's super important to keep those memories because at the end of the day, that's what you have, you know. My next point was connections. So I started cutting hair, and nobody believed in me, you know, like being a dude that would try a little bit of everything. Nobody put their effort into trusting me, so everybody took me as a joke at first. And I don't hate to admit it, you know. I mean, if one of my friends was doing that, I wouldn't trust him with, you know, my possession of my hair. Like, that's just crazy to me. Like, I feel like for men, hair is everything. So I had those people that doubted me, and that's just life, guys. If you have people that doubt you and you don't take action and you really want to do that, like, that's just on you. It's just not on anybody else but yourself. So it made me open up about what I was worth. And at first, like I said, starting my clientele, of course people were gonna judge me because I was a 16-year-old trying to cut hair, 17-year-old. But as I started getting people, I started getting my coaches to trust me, and that's what changed, I'd say, my credibility on others. So I had my math teacher get a cut from me. I had my science teacher. I had other teachers around the school trying to support my business, which I probably would have dropped barbering. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, because it's not easy. Like, I want to say it's easy, but it's actually not that easy. And when you're frustrated and you don't have nobody to guide you through it, just yourself and YouTube, that's one of the biggest things that I found to stop me from doing what I do, from what I'm doing right now. So I'm super blessed for those who, helped me. And then I look back at those haircuts and I'm like, yeah, of course, like, I see a line, like, I can't get rid of that, but the trust that they gave me, that's one of the biggest takeaways. Fast forward to the end of senior year, I started doing haircuts on, in the bathroom, I started doing haircuts on, outside of my car, and getting recognition from others. And I graduated. I had my senior class knowing that I was going to become a barber and kind of made it official that I wanted to go to barber school. Had a lot of support. Everybody that needed my help, I tried to help them, and it became like my shell. It became what I was known for. And when I tried to open up to others about it, they would support me. And they said I had the personality for it. They said I had a couple traits that might help me. And all of those guys just motivated me a lot. And moving to a new state, for barber school, doesn't sound like it's the biggest thing, but I mean, I come from a family that my mom does everything for me. Like, I'm talking even laundry, guys. Like, I hate to be this guy, but she did everything for me. And moving, and look what I'm eating, guys. Like, it's not easy to be in a comfortable situation and moving here, especially paying rent. It's just not easy. I bet most of you guys can understand. Most of my guys are in college and stuff, but it's not an easy route. None of us have it easy. That's just the way life is. And even if you think you have it easy, like, you're still by yourself, And this is just advice to my younger people, like, you guys just enjoy what you guys got right now and just live, because honestly, the most fun you guys are ever gonna have is when you guys are young, no bills, no nothing. And it's just a different type of experience, of happiness, of joy. So, going back to my story, end of senior year, started doing that, graduated. Then right after that, I started going out and trying to collect as much information as I could so I could start my barbering journey. So, along the way, my dad, he had a bus, and that bus, I actually transformed it into my barbershop that most of you guys already know. So it was truly not my own space, and it was up to my criteria to make that place my own. So started slow, me and a couple of friends gathered around, and we kind of try to build it as much as we can. Like I said, beyond thankful all those people. You guys know who you are. Shout out. And like I said, there's a lack of barbers where I'm from, so having somebody that was our age, so I'm 18, so having somebody that's around the same age and we know what we're talking about when we went a little bit of the top, a little bit of the sides, like, it was a good thing to have somebody that's our age for that. And most of my people, they wouldn't know where to go for a haircut. So I was working at a retail store, and they would hit me up right after, and they're like, hey, we need haircuts for 6 people. Can you come fade us up? And that's just the way we gotta do it, guys. Like, if you don't have clientele, you just gotta go outside and start meeting people. That's just the best way to do it. Content is gonna come along the way, of course, social media, but the one-on-one connection you have with somebody and that you know what you're doing is one of the biggest takeaways I could give you out, because it has built my clientele from honestly 0 to 100. It's actually insane. And just be a good person. Like, overall, that's all I could give y'all. And then I started cutting a couple of the boys in the football team. And since I needed money and I needed to get out more, I would pull up to their house, do house appointments, and you know, I wouldn't charge him crazy. Like, I would just charge him what, barely to make any money, you know. But that experience, those connections, guys, is what I'm trying to say, like, are the most crucial in this journey. Once that happened, I met some other boys. Now I have another location it's called Main Street in Bozeman, and just by meeting some boys, I got to talk to the CEO. I actually got to go down there to Dallas, Texas, because of me and my friend. Like, we just got to meet them, and super cool people. They're all very like-minded, and they just needed a barber down there, and I went for a week, around the week, and I had the best time, and I knew that it was possible that I could do this barbering thing, and it was just surreal, you know. And I got to do that with one of my best friends as well. So becoming the person you are really takes a sacrifice of finding who you are truly and going to places that you never thought you would go. And that just opens your vision a lot. Like, this YouTube video, this is just the beginning, guys. Like, I'm trying to tell you, like, maybe it's not gonna be as consistent as I would like it to keep it, but it's gonna be a journey along just my whole barber industry. And there's a lot of big stuff coming up, and I'm excited, guys. I'm truly excited. I have all the gear. I'm just being lazy, to be honest, and not doing this myself. But I'd say one of the biggest things is just being true to yourself and always know that you can improve daily. And that's pretty much all I got for y'all. Right now I'm sitting at like around 700 followers on Instagram, I believe. Sitting around 1,000 on my main. And I'm about 60 followers in this account, I believe. And it's gonna be fun. Once I graduate from barber school, guys, you guys really should tap in because it's gonna be a journey, guys. I might make a part 2 on this video. If you guys have any questions, just let me know, drop them down. I think that's all I got, boys. I'm about to smack my Taco Bell, and like I said, if you guys need anything, just let me know. Cool guy, cool barber too. I do alright myself, I would say. And yeah, boys, just following along the journey, and this is all I got for you.